Hey guys, it's BW and we're back out in the garage. I think today is kind of a big day for us. We're going to turn this old rusty Nova that's not so rusty anymore. We're going to turn it back into a roller. Okay. My son was here the other day and he helped me just shove the rear components up into the garage so at least it's on a flat surface so I can work on it. And there's a couple things. The front seal on this rear at the yoke, it's leaking. I cleaned it up, but there was a puddle of gear oil under there, and it's very little, I guess because it was pointing forward a little bit. So that's something I'm going to have to look into if I decide to use this rear. Now, I think it's Posi. The guy I bought the Nova off of claims it's out of a Camaro. That doesn't mean anything to me. I had guys always say, this is out of a Vet, or this is out of... I don't care. What is it? Now, I believe it's a Posi because when I spin the yoke, both axles turn. So, but I mean, we would obviously have to open this up and look. But what is that, a 10 bolt? We were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 bolt. So it's a 10 bolt. Is it Posi? Sure, probably. I don't know. But he said it was out of a Camaro. I don't know which one, but the springs he put on here were new. Now they've been sitting outside, so they're a little powdery, but we can clean them up and paint them later on. The bushings in the front are brand new. They show no wear or anything like that. Now, you guys remember when I took the rear out, everything was so rusty, we just had to cut the brackets off. But I was able to find them on eBay, and they're here. And I have the rubbers to put them in, so and the plates. Right, so we got the rubbers and we got the plates. I don't know what else we got here. Oh yeah, I bought T-bolts because you guys can see the guy put regular bolts in there because I guess that's all he had. And I'm not going to worry about that today. We're going to do that, but I did buy the correct T-bolts for that. The one side is supposed to be a U-bolt, and one side is supposed to be the T-bolts. And they just got 4 bolts on the plates. So that is incorrect. So I have to order 2 U-bolts for this. And we'll get that taken care of. But like I say, I think the T-bolt, I'll have to look online, but I think the T-bolts go on the inside and or maybe it's vice versa. I'm not positive, but I know it gets 1 horseshoe clamp and 2 T-bolts. So we'll figure that out. But like I say, for right now, we're just going to leave it like it is, just to put it in so it's a roller, and then I'll look at those U-bolts and we'll get that taken care of. I remember the guy that was working on this car, he actually got rid of the car as soon as it fell on him. Remember the old gas tank had a big crease in it? Guys that have been following the channel for a while know the story. The guy was working on the car, it fell on him when he was putting this rear in out of a Camaro, and he traded the car with his buddy for toys. They both collected toys. And then the guy that was collecting toys didn't realize how bad the car was, and so he just decided, well, I can't work on it. So he kicked it down the road to us. So now we have it. And it's pretty bad, but it's getting better, right? The whole underside of the car is brand new now. So we got that going for us. I guess the first thing I want to do is when I was come over to bring you guys in is let's take this, take these bushings off and take it out and see if we can replace them. I put that there. That should be able to just to take this and get it off real quick without it spinning around. Wrong way, Elway. There you go. We got that one off. I've been having these soak in Kroll oil, the bolts soaking in Kroll oil. I got this can probably about 5 years ago. I think I paid $12 or $14 for it, something like that, down at the Ace Hardware. And Dan was saying he paid $30. I thought that was crazy. So I looked online. The same store I bought that can from 3 or 4 years ago, it's 25 now, so he wasn't lying. Crow oil is very expensive now. not that he would fib about it, but it was. So, all right, so this one here, that side was pretty loose. This side here, I'm going to turn it this way, so and it doesn't have a bolt I can clamp to. So let's see if I can put that clamp on the side to hold it back, so it doesn't just spin around in circles. Just rounding off. Yeah, that one's kind of rounded off. Try not to grind too much with the car. The 55 up in here. We'll be as careful as we need to be, I guess. Oh. All right, we made short work of that. You can see these rubbers are not even worn from when they put them on, but these back ones did have a couple cracks in them. So anyway, I cut the plates, so I needed new ones anyway. I guess the biggest thing is to make sure that when we put them back in, when we put the new ones in, that the holes for the square end of the bolt are on the inside for the bottom, I guess because of the gas tank. Make sure you don't want the long tail of the bolt facing in. At least I don't think you do. I guess he's so all the same. All right. So I think, like I said, that see how like on these, one side's a square, one side's a round. So I think the bottom one, the square goes this way, and the top one, the square goes the opposite way. And that would make sense because of the gas tank being down. At least that's what I'm thinking anyway. I pick up cues on this stuff from like looking at other cars at car shows and getting under there. I actually took a video of another Nova while I was at the last car show. It was really clean, just to kind of see how things were. And it looks like we're doing it right so far, so we're just going to keep on going. All right, so that's that one there. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. And then we got the ones that go up inside our new frame rails here. Set those in a second. They gave us all new hardware with the kit. And they look like they're them lock nuts. They're not an eye lock, but they got the steel locking mechanism on them, I guess you would call it. I almost put that one on backwards. See that? That's nice. That to hold it. All right. Like I say, we'll get these on there. Make sure we put the square on the opposite side of the top, just like the other side. We'll squeeze these down. I'm gonna have to turn that compressor back on. I shut it off. Let me go turn that back on. We'll get these tightened up. Okay. See how this goes. That's a little tight. Let me loosen that up just a little bit. Leave it right about there for right now. All right. might loosen them up a little bit. I'll take some input in the comments, how tight you're supposed to make them, how loose. You know, the one you guys saw, they had them like this. I think that's too loose. I think they want to be nice and tight. But what do I know? We're just going to leave them where we can rotate them for now. And then once we get them up in the car, get the weight on it, maybe we tighten them up a little bit more. I don't know. What do you guys think? Just off a little bit. Let me just loosen that up just a little bit more till we get it in the car. All right, there you go. So that's cool. We got the shackles back on there. For the front, if you guys remember, I'll get the I media blasted these and painted them a while ago and got some new grade 8 bolts for them. And whenever I ordered these shackles off of eBay, I got the clips and the bolts for them too. They say their claim was that they're not the Japanese crap you get. They're direct replacements for the Chevy Nova and I think Chevelles, maybe Camaros as well. The clips go in and then you can just screw these up in there. But I think I want to bolt them on to the rear first and then set it up in there. What do you guys think? And then put these 3 in there. I think I'll put a little bit of Never-Seez on these too. So let me get the wrenches and the socket for this for these shoes to get them on first. I think that's just a 3/4 inch, and we'll put those on the front there. Down under here. I got good nylock nuts for this, and they're grade 8 bolts, so we should be good with this. Oh, wrong way. That ain't gonna help anybody. There we go. I think I gotta tighten up a little bit more. Let me see if I get my deep well. I get my deep well socket. I should have got it in the first place. Again, I don't know how tight I'm supposed to. I guess all the way down with these. I don't know, but I got to be able to pivot them whenever I'm putting the rear up in there, because I'm going to pin these first, and then I don't know if I should put the shackles first or this first. It's going to be difficult to get all 3 of these lined up at first, I think. And again, it might not be too bad. We'll see. All right, guys, I'm gonna try to put these clips into these holes. They're super tight. I'm not sure how easy or hard this is gonna go. It just doesn't seem like it. There it goes. That's not. If I get the. There you go. Okay, that one's in. I guess that's. And then once they grab, I guess. And they're kind of loose in there, huh? But oh my goodness, they feel tight now. You won't be able to see this next one. I mean, this hits right on the top of the holes. But now there's one on the inside of this, frame rail, and it's maybe if I can say if you open them up, you get them a little bit better, I think. I don't know. I gotta go this way. I don't know that. This one's gonna be tough, man. See if I can. There it goes. Once you get them started, I guess it won't be too bad. Let me get a. think it's kind of started. I don't know. See if I can use this. Oh boy, that is tight. It's supposed to go in there. There you go. It's in there. Woo! That weren't fun. You can see they're a little tight. But once they're in, they're kind of loose. Ah, man. Yeah, it took skin there, man. Look at that. Oh, gosh, that hurts. That's probably going to bleed in a minute. Might have to go get a Band-Aid. We ain't going to cry about spilt milk, though. Kind of figured. It's like, well, wearing gloves. I got to feel my hands. It's really cold already. Probably why that ain't bleeding yet. I should probably go put a Band-Aid on that real quick, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, guys, we got ourselves a Band-Aid. It just, when I got in the house and started warming up, then it started bleeding. Okay, these are really tight, guys. You gotta be really careful. There you go. Well, once they're in, they move around real easy. See that? But those are the 3 bolting points for the spring perch. I guess that's what we call it, a spring perch. I guess that's what we're gonna call it. All right, I'm gonna do the exact same thing on the other side, and then we'll be ready to put this thing in. Okay, we got the spring nuts on the other side, same as that side there. Pretty easy once we figured it out. I didn't damage my fingers anymore, so I guess that's a plus. So now that we're over in the area, I'm wondering if it'll be easier for me to put these shackles first, and then we can swing the rear up in. I think that's going to be the way to go. Let me grab those rubbers and the nuts for that, bolts and nuts for that. It should work out really good. I don't know. I'm no expert. Like I say, we did the 55. We built that, and the rear is completely different than this one. So things are a little different here, but we are figuring it out. All right, there's those rubbers in. I think we can get these bolts in pretty simple, and gonna work out just the way we thought too. With the square holes on the top, on the outside, it's the only way you can get the bolts in anyway. And on the bottom, like I say, once we have a gas tank, that's really gonna finish that off. All right, let's see here. All right, there we go. Let's see if I can. I don't really have the rear on the jack right, so let me bring it down. It's just gonna, I think I'm just gonna have to fight that one up in there. Let's see how hard it is, and see if it works. I'm not sure. Yeah. You know what? I gotta keep these bolts on the bottom. They have to be loose. That wasn't smart of me tightening up on those. See, you guys, somebody was saying into the camera when I was doing that, hey, don't do that. I'm sure of it, but we did. Yeah, see if I can just do it with the ratchet real quick. That way I don't have to string that gun back over here. They are nice and loose. That way you put it all together, huh? Then we'll tighten everything up together. I think there's too much weight on it. Alright, there you go. That one is in. Alright. Like I say, once we get these shackles on there, we should be able to swing them pockets up in there. But like I said, I've never done this, guys. I'm winging it, and I'm bringing you along for the ride. And we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna have to get a ratcheting wrench for these top ones. That looks like it's good. It is not gonna be a fun one to do, that bolt there. There you go. Yeah, I'll have to get a wrench for that. Tighten this bottom one back up a little bit. Tight yet, but I'll leave that there. That's good enough right now. Let's do the other side real quick. Muscle that other side up in there too. Oh, what a mess. I got stuff everywhere. Let's see here. The bolt ready. Oh, we're gonna loosen that one up too, right? Got myself in the jaw. I was just beating the crap out of myself today, guys. There you go. That's nice and loose. Boy, that's gonna go right in. Like I say, I think I'm going to need a ratcheting wrench for these top ones. For sure, for sure. There you go. Let me tighten up on this bottom one a little bit. Tight, but that's all right. Now let me see if I have a ratcheting 13/16 in my box or not. Okay, guys, I thought the camera was rolling and it's not. I jacked the front up in, and we have the perches up in. This side's bolted in. I'm over there trying to line up the 3 holes on that side. And I don't know if you guys remember, but when we did the frame rails and we measured everything, and we got everything where it goes, the one hole's kind of tight. And it's where it's supposed to be. It's the stamping from the floor, I believe. We talked about that about a month ago when we got these new frame rails put in. But like I say, I have to leave you guys on this angle. I'm trying to get you in there the best I can. And I'll show you after it's done. And the reason I have to is I had to take the microphone off of the camera and plug it in. The thing got so low. I thought it was running and it wasn't. So let me get these other 3 bolts in the other side, and then we'll give this battery a good minute or 2 to charge up, and I can pull it off and show you guys exactly where we're at. It's just tight. I mean, it goes in the first couple for a minute, and it's tight on it. There it is. Must have just had a burr. This is the one that wouldn't line up perfect, is the one on the floor. we got her. Now the only thing I see is the grade 8 bolts I got are a hair long. I may need to trim them a little bit. We'll see. I mean, no clear, but it's close. So I'll call that a win. You know, I think we're doing good. Now let's see if we can. I don't know if we're going to be able to get these tires on or not. Remember, pull you guys out of there. Apologize to you. I remember that we don't got the shocks. We're not going to put the shocks on or anything right now. I don't think I'm going to use those shocks, and I'm not sure these plates are on right. I'm not sure. I want to do a little more research, and I want to get new shocks. Like I said, those were really nice. I mean, they had coils on them and everything, but they're too big. I mean, you use them shocks, the diameter, just the sheer diameter of them won't let you put a bigger tire under here. You know, and remember, we stayed with the stock. I had a lot of people give me guff about it, but like I say, I already got a car that's all, my goodness gracious, Bri. I already got a car that's all tubbed out over there and everything. And if I could only get a 255 or a 260, that's fine. I want a cruiser. Something we could jump in and go all the way to California if we wanted to. Oh man, look over there, guys. All this time, I left all those lugs over there on that little scooter seat or whatever. I can see a whole pile of them there. The old bump stops are on here too. I guess I gotta order those. Come over here to look, and all the bump stop are all on there. So probably gonna wanna get some of those. Those ones are kind of dry rotty. I ain't even gonna bother putting them on. So I guess when I go in and I ordered a clamp, horseshoe clamp. I don't know why I didn't. I thought, you know, I guess I thought that there was a horseshoe already on there, and I just needed to get T-bolts. Because I hadn't looked at this in a year. I just remember when I looked at it, I'm like, man, ain't none of that right. That's all I remember. But that's all right. And we're going to reposition this jack. Take them jack stands out, and then we could take this wood apart and we could set the car down and have the weight on the back for the first time, make sure everything's good. Well, I'm sure it is, but we're not attached here on this fender. We know that. We're going to pull that quarter panel off of there. Put one of these on each one of these. Cheapies on each one. There you go. I only got 4 here. Let me see if there's one more on that seat over there. All right, guys, I'll bring you back in when I get these tires tightened up. Okay, guys, we got a small issue. I should have known, but I didn't know. When I put this up in there and we put the tires on, I saw it right away. This side here is center, okay? This side over here was off. I mean, it's center right now, and I'll show you why in a second. But it was like an inch and a half further forward to where it was like when the weight was on it, it would be close to the rocker or something. And I figured out what it was, is the rear was not centered on the springs. I can bring you down onto this side first and show you what I'm talking about. See how this has that little thing right here, that's rubber, okay? And it's hollow. It's part of this rubber bushing. And you guys know that there's that nut or pin, they call it, on this, on the springs, and it's supposed to set in there. I can guarantee you right now that this one is not there. I can push on that and go up, and I'm telling you that the pin is right here where the little rib is, and that's for the rubber. The rubbers have ribs, and I'll show you that on the other side. The guy said that this rear was out of a Camaro, and the springs were new, and he got hurt doing this, and obviously the hardware is not correct for these. But if you come over here to this side, sorry, I'm bouncing you guys around a little bit. I got this side. I had to loosen it up to pull the rear back where it was, because it had moved, I guess, when I took it out of the car. If you look in there, let me see if I can get the thing. If you look in there, you can see the indentation in the rubber from where that pin or nut, the nut that's holding the springs together, it's supposed to be in that hole right there in the back, and I'm hoping you guys can see that, but it's not. It's in that rib area. Now, they make plates, steel plates, where you can offset plates where you can move the axle forward and back. I think they do anyway. I think I've seen them before. And we could do that here, and I might just get those for now. I don't know. We'll see. I got to look at the. I might, even though these springs are new, are they for a Nova? I don't know. I have to guess on everything because, like I say, the guy changed all this. And so this is a guessing game for me. I was hoping to set the car down today, but I'm starting to get cold. It's starting to get dark, and I'm getting cranky and cold. I was having a nice time until I got to this point right here. But I think what we'll do for now, just so we have a roller, is I'm going to squish that all back up together, and it'll be the same as that side. And it's exactly what we got when we got the car, and we know we have an issue, and we'll get it resolved. All right. I also remember how tight that drive shaft over there in that corner is. It's really tight. I don't even know if that was cut right or anything. So I don't know. It's all a guessing game for BW right now. We're dealing with what they had, and that's an uncomfortable place for me to be, is dealing with what somebody else had. I want our stuff right, tight and right. That's what they say. So let me get this squished up right now. Squish this pad back up where it was, and at least I know now, because like I say, I took a measurement from the knuckle of that spring to the center of the rear, and I did it on that side, and I matched this to that, and all of a sudden, as soon as I did that, my wheel is center under the well like it's supposed to be. So at least we know what's going on. All right, let me squish that up, and we'll see where we're at in a minute. Okay, guys, we squished it down like we said, so we're no worse than when we got the car, right? So, and I got the jack up, and I got all the weight on the rear and on our new frame rails. All right, so you can see we're centered up pretty good right there. We're finally off of this beam, and come around the other side. Now, I know we're not perfectly centered, but we're darn close. Look at that. It's pretty close. When you do all this stuff and that happens, you get kind of concerned. So I got to go up just a hair more, and then I think what we'll do is we'll take these screws out and pull this board and set this car down back on its own weight and see what it looks like. All right, let's bring it down real slow. Going down, it'll be on its own weight here in a minute. Because this thing's been up in the air. This thing's been up in the air for a year. Not a year, but a while. All right. Take a look. All right. Tire's a little low. Let's take a look at the springs. See what they look like. Like I say, they're not mounted. The rear is not mounted correctly. We know that now. But look at that, guys. Huh? How about that? Okay. We have a roller. I ain't happy with the springs. We're going to resolve it, but down the road. Right now, we know that we could slap the drive shaft in and back this thing out and turn it around if we needed to. Man, look at how messy this shop is. I'm going to take some time tomorrow and clean this up. All right. Well, you can see the wheels are not bad, man. I mean, it's where they are. Let's go look at the other side. The tire's a little low, but on the other side especially. But hey, man, they were sitting outside for a year. We're gonna have to jack it back up and put the jack stands back under it, because I think I'll slap the exhaust in too. There you go, right there. See, it looks like this one's back a little bit. So, see there, it's kind of good, I guess. Like I said, I don't trust this quarter, but it looks all right. Take one more look over here. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly the same on both sides. Favoring the back just a hair. That's nice. But like I say, they have those plates. I know they do. Sorry about the wind noise, guys. It's getting really gusty. But there you go. I'm really happy the car's down on its own weight. All right. So we're gonna wrap that video up. This video up and leave it at that. All right, so at least we have a roller now again. We know we got to get the right hardware and make some changes to mount that rear correctly. We might even get a new rear. I might call Alan up down the road and get a new rear, because I don't know what's going on with this one. It's leaking out the front, and I don't want to have problems. If we're going to build a car, we're going to build a car like that one there. I know I can get that one to go, so I want to do the same thing with this one. All right, so if you like this video, hey man, and you haven't yet, think about subscribing. It doesn't cost you anything, and it sure does help me. Until next time, take care, everybody.